I'm here to share, and if you like these discussions that I'm giving and would like to hear more and see more, please just, give a like and a comment, show your support so that I understand that this is something that is, helping you. And I'll definitely be encouraged to continue with that. And what is suffering? Well, there's sometimes the belief that existence is suffering and life is suffering. And it can be certainly possible to believe that. There's all kinds of challenges and all kinds of pain that can exist in life. And sometimes that pain is so strong and to be overwhelming, where there seems like there's no escape. And we live in a time when there's, lots of suicidal thoughts and people that just want to give up. And we see it more and more with young people. There is a lot of discussion that social media has contributed to feelings of inadequacy because, of course, on social media, our tendency is to show the good life, right? The positive things, and that's not an authentic portrayal of the balance or the balance of life where there's wins and losses. So what is suffering? What I've come to understand and what works with me is the idea that there is a distinction between pain and suffering. And so pain is inevitable in life. Suffering is optional. And when I became aware of this idea, it really has served me well. And so let's talk a little bit about pain. Well, of course, there's physical pain. Now, for me personally, that's never been it's never been really a major issue. It's not that I don't feel pain. The worst, I guess, pain that I can ever remember feeling was when I had a double hernia surgery. I was in a lot of pain for like a week with all the stitches and just the internal pressure. But generally speaking, I don't really feel pain too much, and it doesn't really get a strong grasp upon me. However, I'm extremely highly sensitive to what we can call emotional pain, heartbreak, and emotions that can accompany that, like depression or feelings of inadequacy, and questioning our self-worth and these types of things. That type of pain has always had a much stronger impact on me than like physical pain. And even the suffering of others truly has impacted me, where I think I have a high degree of empathy in such that the suffering of others really puts a heavy weight upon me without it necessarily being my issue. And so I have a strong desire to really help individuals and help individuals escape suffering and escape pain to the best that I can, be of value to that. So, talk about suffering. What I've come to understand and what really helps me to keep in mind is that when we're experiencing suffering, the reason for suffering is when we are not accepting reality. Another way of saying that is that if you're living focused in the past, or if you're living focused in the future, this means you're not present, and suffering exists because, again, presence is what is real. And another way of thinking about this is that, and this really brings it home for me, suffering is when we want something that we cannot have. And when you realize that, and if you stop seeking or searching or fixating upon something that you cannot have, then you're not suffering. You're still in pain. And so what this really means is that the solution to suffering is acceptance. When you accept the reality, when you accept the way that things are in front of you, now you are present. And it doesn't provide an immediate solution to accept, but it does eliminate the suffering, because you're no longer stuck in the past or fantasizing about the future. You're simply accepting how things are. And now, with that grounded foundation, you have the capacity to manifest and create a more favorable outcome, and work towards that more favorable outcome. So those are my ideas about why suffering exists and what you can do in your life to eliminate the suffering. And I don't have any solutions for emotional pain. I'm going to give you some solutions in some upcoming videos about physical pain, which I have a lot of personal experience, with. So yes, pain exists, but suffering is optional. So don't suffer.